If you have an IndieCommerce site, you can send your inventory directly to the site using our IndieCommerce interface or through your Above the Treeline account. Then you can import your orders from IndieCommerce into Booklog using our Ecommerce module. Booklog's interface with IndieCommerce allows you to display inventory on an e-commerce site and process customer orders. The interface with IndieCommerce is really two interfaces. One interface allows you to export your inventory to IndieCommerce, and the other interface allows you to import orders from your IndieCommerce website. Booklog has two interfaces that allow you to export your inventory to IndieCommerce. The first is our IndieCommerce interface, which is a paid module. With the IndieCommerce interface, you can export inventory directly to your website in a few clicks. The other option for exporting is the built-in interface with Above the Treeline, which comes free with Booklog. If you're currently using Above the Treeline, you can let Above the Treeline know that you would like to start displaying your inventory on an IndieCommerce website. Above the Treeline will contact IndieCommerce and set up the link between your Above the Treeline account and your IndieCommerce website. Then, each time you send files to Above the Treeline, any inventory changes you post will be reflected on your website. While relying on Above the Treeline to update your website inventory is free, it means your website won't be updated on your timeline. Once you send updates to Above the Treeline, you'll need to wait for both Above the Treeline and IndieCommerce to process those updates before they'll appear on your website. The IndieCommerce interface allows you to send those changes to IndieCommerce directly. You'll also need the Ecommerce module, another paid interface, to import your web orders into Booklog. This module will import the order and customer data as a mail order, like Timber does. But unlike Timber, the order won't come in automatically. You'll need to download the orders from your website and then import them into Booklog. Your orders won't include any credit card data either, as when a customer orders items on an IndieCommerce site, they pay for it at the time they place the order. IndieCommerce is sponsored by the American Booksellers Association, which makes it possible for customers in your area to find your site with a quick Google search for IndieCommerce. Also, your price schedule with IndieCommerce may be less expensive than it would be with Timber, although pricing in both instances depends on factors specific to your store. For more information on IndieCommerce, visit www.indiecommerce.org.
On IndieCommerce's website, you'll find a full list of features and information on pricing.
To activate your IndieCommerce export functionality, you'll need to either purchase Booklog's IndieCommerce interface or work with Above the Treeline. If you're planning on using Above the Treeline to update your website, let them know that you'd like them to connect to your IndieCommerce website. As you send updates to Above the Treeline, those updates will begin to appear on your site. If you're planning on purchasing the IndieCommerce interface, you'll need to let IndieCommerce know that you're working with Booklog and that you'll be sending inventory updates to IndieCommerce. Let them know that you need to activate the ABA POS integration for Booklog module on your website. You'll also need to tell them you need LSI upload via FTP. This will allow you to send exports directly to your site from Booklog. IndieCommerce will issue account credentials to you, and you'll need to enter those into Booklog. The IndieCommerce interface has its own add-in, which you'll find in the maintenance menu. If you're using Above the Treeline to do your website updates, you won't need to activate anything at all in Booklog. Once you've let Above the Treeline know to connect to your account and your IndieCommerce account website, you can just continue using the Above the Treeline interface, and any updates you send to Above the Treeline will show up on your site. You'll also need to purchase and activate the Ecommerce module. To do this, you'll just need to enter an access key in the Ecommerce module add-in.
If you purchase the IndieCommerce module to export inventory updates to your website, you'll have the capability to send your updates via FTP right to IndieCommerce. To do this, you'll go to the File menu and click Export. Then click IndieCommerce. Booklog will ask you to choose a department or category of books to send to your website. Remember, only books will be sent in these updates. You're able to specify a location for the items you're sending. This will help customers understand where the items are in your store and how you have categorized them. You're not required to send a location, but if you do, we would recommend choosing Send Department if you're sending item updates from the department level, and Send Category 1 if you're sending updates based on categories. We would also recommend sending the updates via FTP, which is a faster and more streamlined process than export to file only. If you export your updates to a file, you'll then need to upload that file to your IndieCommerce site. Once you're ready to send updates, click the Export button.
To process your web orders, you'll need to download them from your IndieCommerce website, then import them into Booklog with the Ecommerce module. To get your orders, you'll need to go to your website and add /IndieCommerce-to/Booklog/order/export to the end of your URL. IndieCommerce will combine all your unprocessed orders into a single text file for you to download. Once you've saved the file, go into Booklog and click the File menu. Choose Import and then Ecommerce. Booklog will ask if you want to ignore the sales tax IndieCommerce calculated for your order. If you check this box, then Booklog will calculate your sales tax on the order for you, as it does in the register. If you do import the sales tax calculation from IndieCommerce, the sales tax will post a little differently than it normally would. If you check Consolidate Line Item Quantities, Booklog will look for any time in the order that a customer ordered the same item more than once and then combine them on the same line. This can make it easier for you to read the order once it's in Booklog. You also have the option to look up pricing from the current inventory. If you do this, you may find that the customer owes more money than they actually paid at the time they ordered the item, which means you'll have to seek the balance from them over the phone or when they come to pick up the order. Click the Process button and Booklog will ask you to browse to the file you downloaded. Click Open and Booklog will import the orders for you. If the order is a direct-to-home order, it won't be flagged in Booklog as a direct-to-home order. IndieCommerce uses Ingram's Customer Direct Fulfillment program, which is a little different from their direct-to-home program because it has a different pricing schedule, and your invoicing for CDF orders comes through the ABA. You can still place the order as a direct-to-home order, though, by clicking the DTH box here. No credit card information will be transferred with this order. Customers will have paid for the order when they were on your website. So when you process the mail order in Booklog, you should ring it up to a tender that won't expect you to authorize a credit card.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you found this helpful. If you did, and you would like to learn more about how to use some of Booklog's other functions, take a look at our YouTube channel. We have lots of free videos posted that you might find useful. Thanks again.